Hello friends, this is T again with another reaction video, and today we're going to be doing a reaction on the first take full WNBA upgrades of Foul on Caitlin Clark by Chennedy Carter. I think that's how you say her name. Now this is a Stephen A hosted, I believe, type show, but then again maybe it's this young woman right here that's hosting it. But either way it goes, this girl Chennedy Carter, she's a WNBA player, probably a good one at that. But recently she got, penalized for pushing or shoving Caitlin Clark to the ground. Okay, and there's been a lot of debates out there regarding this particular situation. Now, if you haven't seen the video, I will play it for you. I think it's very interesting the way they treating Caitlin Clark. In a way, you would think this is some kind of like initiation, where they used to do like in colleges or whatever, when somebody, a newbie, come around, they'll bully them a little bit, push them around, things of that sort. So you can pretty much chuck it off to something like that. But I think it's a little bit more personal because the WNBA was struggling to make money or to bring crowds in, right? Until Caitlin Clark happened, okay? So now a lot of the women, it seems, on a lot of these teams that are angry about it, especially a lot of black women. And they said the only reason why she's popular because she's white and because she's straight, and also possibly because she's religious too as well. At least she's a Catholic or something, right? So, but I think the other two are the most important thing. And so now it seems like they don't want to accept it. A lot of NBA players or ex-players are speaking out of late. We also gonna do a couple of clips of those as well, talking about the situation, on how they feel like this girl is being bullied. And the surprising thing is, to me, it's not surprising that black women will defend her. It's not surprising at all. But it's very surprising that these black men are defending her. Usually they'll take the side of the black woman, okay? That's what they usually do. But in this particular situation, it seemed like a lot of these black guys are on Caitlin Clark's side. And it's very interesting how this is going to go. Either way it goes, it's going to be an interesting take, and I want to go ahead and do a reaction to it. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos, okay? Alright, let's get started.
Mabry doubled off to Carter. Her jumper is good. Chennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench. And
all right, we just saw the video where this girl Chennedy Carter just came up and just pushed Caitlin Clark down. Okay, but if you also notice that Reese over here, girl named Reese, she cheering that on. Okay, it wasn't no cool play or anything like that. The reason why she jumped up and got excited, it was the fact that she shoved Caitlin Clark, who she don't like, because they've been going back and forth with a bunch of crap. Now Caitlin Clark seemed to be keeping her cool regarding this. Now I'm going to play this again, that way you can see it. I want you just to notice over here where Reese is and see how excited she gets over this particular situation. I think that's her right there. I'm not exactly sure, but you're going to see her getting real excited over it after Caitlin Clark get pushed down. See that right there? See that right there? She got real excited over that, man. She got real excited, but she don't like Caitlin Clark anyway. And Caitlin Clark basically says she's not going to retaliate or do anything. She's just going to allow herself to keep getting pushed, because I think deep down inside she wants to get accepted by them. She don't want to cause no problems. Because she loved the game and she loved playing with people, and she wanted to get along with her team as well. Now there's been some complaints about a lot of her teammates not really going to bet for her either. But she knew, I'm not expecting anybody to, sacrifice their situation over a situation like this. Even though, you should be looking out for your players, because she's going to look out for them. She's really going to look out for them because, people want photographs. She wanted with her teammates. She's always speaking about her teammates. Even though she just joined, she just want it to be a team effort, not just about her. And if you give her a little bit of time, after a while, Caitlin Clark thing is going to fade somewhat. and then eventually all the other girls going to start becoming popular. I mean, just the way the nature of the game, it just happens that way. I mean, yeah, she's still going to have some kind of notoriety. Excuse me, notoriety. But eventually, the rest of the girls was going to come up, because that's when things going to start getting really interesting, and more people going to show up, and they're going to make more and more money. But they can't wait that long. They so jealous and angry that they just got to bully this girl. And I heard rumors, and it was by another black woman now. She was a straight black woman. I think she was conservative. She complained about being bullied, by a lot of these women, and she said she felt like she got bullied because she was a straight and conservative woman. For some reason, you being straight and conservative is an issue of some reason. And white definitely plays into it as well. So I think she got penalized. I'm not exactly sure how the extent is. But from my understanding, Reese didn't show up for, after the game when they talk about it. She just left. So I think they penalized her too. I'm assuming that's the situation. But either way it goes, I want to go ahead and go back to the first take and see what they have to say about this particular situation.
Good morning. Good morning. Stephen A., you say,
lovely. It's lovely.
I know where you've been, or do I know where you are?
How about both?
Okay.
How about both, Chennedy? I mean, it is. I'll be back on the East Coast tomorrow, but I've just been handling some business here in this, Sunshine State and stuff like that. It's kind of nice.
You're still on the East Coast. You're just still on the East Coast, you're just coming up.
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, good. We want you relaxed and happy. All right. Let's get into it, guys. So the talk of the weekend was the hard foul on the Fever's Caitlin Clark by Sky's Chennedy Carter, which was upgraded to a flagrant 1. Clark was waiting for an inbounds pass and took a hip check. See it right there.
Now, some people are accusing her of flopping, okay? Which, if you don't understand the term, because I didn't understand the term at first, but it means like, when they fake when they fall, to try to get somebody else penalized for the situation. But you can tell by looking at her, Caitlin Clark's eyes, she didn't see the girl coming. So the girl did knock her down. It is what it is.
From Carter, both Clark and Carter spoke on the foul.
It is what it is. I feel like I'm just at the point where you accept it and don't retaliate. Like, just let them hit you, be what it is. Don't let it get inside your head. And know it's coming. I think at this point, I know I'm going to take a couple hard shots a game, and that's what it is. Just stay in the game and saying what's important.
She turned to you a little.
That's what I like about her, man. She's not whining about it. She's not complaining. She already letting you know she understands it. And plus, in the end, you're going to make her look good. Keep doing this, right? You can keep her name in the news, and her popularity is going to keep growing and growing. For some reason, these girls don't understand that. They don't understand the game. All she got to do is play the victim. Hey, I ain't doing anything. I'm just playing the game. Y'all the one jealous, not me. But she don't have to say it, though, because everybody else is saying it, okay? And now at this conference right here, right? And I've seen this part before. She refused to talk about Caitlin Clark and what she did. But yet she went on Instagram. I think it was Instagram or X, one of those, and started talking crap about her after the fact. But refused to talk about her now when questioned, which is very interesting, okay?
Bit?
Yeah.
After the
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
During the post-game presser Saturday, Chennedy Carter said that she wasn't going to answer any questions involving Caitlin Clark. You just heard it right there. On Sunday, the Sky Guard doubled down on her thoughts toward the Indiana Fever star. Carter responded to a post on Threads about her refusing to answer post-game questions on the shoulder shot by taking a shot at Clark, saying, besides three-point shooting, what does she bring to the table? Followed by a laughing emoji.
It's like they're just letting everybody know they're jealous. It's terrible. Now, let's go ahead and flip this for a second. Let's imagine that Caitlin is orchestrating all this, okay? Which is not true. I don't believe it. But let's just go ahead and go with that, right? She's flopping and all this other stuff they saying, right? But she's looking good, man. And if you know she's faking it and you starting to get bad press over this stuff, man, just stop. Just stop. I don't care if she's an evil genius. Stop it. Just play a good game, I mean, if you get your elbows in while you're playing it and not make it look like it's freaking you're doing this, man. Okay, fine. But when you obviously pushing this girl down, you know, come on. And then going out making little statements like this, it just shows you right there that they are jealous. Because they wanted to be the ones that, you know, that were popular. You know, already in this country is a lot of people, generally on the left, black people that don't like white people. And yet they, you know, they love being with liberal white people though, but they all supposed to like white people. But either way it goes, they wanted to be the popular ones, and because this girl isn't a liberal, and because she's straight, that seemed to be an issue. And at least that's what I'm hearing. So they want to go out of their way and get into their feelings and just go out there and just start being penalized, knocking people down because they don't like her. It's one thing that's happening in the locker room or some situation like that, or outside in a club or something. It's an entirely different thing when you on the court showing your personal bias and the fact that you feeling a certain type of way and getting emotional and starting just knocking people down. I mean, she couldn't even fake it. She just went behind the girl and just pushed her, man. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even hide the fact. And you can see Reese jumping up like she excited about the whole thing, that her teammate is acting that way. This is so unprofessional, man. So unprofessional. But it's making them look bad. It's not making Caitlin Clark look bad. She's looking like a victim right here. You know, and by some crazy thing, a lot of these people online are arguing for her, for this girl and all that. She needed to toughen up. This is the way the game is played or whatever. It's still not making these girls look good. And then after that, then they really can't defend them then when they go on TikTok or Instagram and start talking smack about the girl. She's not doing it. She's not going online. She even after the push, man, she's not saying nothing bad about the girl. She say, I'm just going to continue playing. They can keep pushing me if they want to, but I'm going to continue playing. And then everybody else going to speak for her. It just looked bad for them, man. This girl's helping them out right now, getting attention to the WNBA. Now they're getting charter flights. They're getting more attention, probably going to be getting more money, more advertisement. Instead of looking at this as a good thing, they're angry and pissed to the point they act like they don't care. You know, they've been complaining about the fact that nobody's watching their games. And now that they mad at the person that's bringing them attention, which is insane, man. But I tell you how unstable a lot of these women are. It's just insane.
Hey, Monica. What's your reaction to the flagrant foul on Clark and then Carter doubling down after with the tweet?
So I think, Molly, as this thing has continued to go and we're all watching this journey, my issue has become the blanket statements when it comes to the league. This play by Chennedy Carter is not a basketball play. It's not something that we should condone, but this is also part of Chennedy Carter's sort of reputation, right? She's an incredible basketball player, right? And so we are not condoning a play that has nothing to do with basketball.
Somebody was talking about this girl past. She was bullying people and fighting some crazy jump, man. This girl sounded like she was unstable, basically, from what they researched. She's unstable. She got a temper to her. So it's not surprising. Caitlin Clark didn't do anything to her. She was standing there, and she just walked up to her and just shoved her and walked off. Didn't say, oops, excuse me, sorry. Didn't stand there, nothing. Shoved her, walked off. It was obvious this girl had some kind of feelings towards her.
But I do want folks to continue to keep watching because the league is physical. And there have been moments like this throughout the history of the league when it comes to rookies. Now, I know that the attention is heightened because it is Caitlin Clark, but if you run the tape back a little bit, there's an elbow prior to that, which I think set Chennedy Carter off. Again, not condoning it, but y'all know how it is in sports. You want your opportunities to have get backs. And so I did not like the tweet, but again, we can't act like the premise of the league is not competition. Chennedy Carter, maybe she falls into that category of folks that are hating on Caitlin Clark that everybody's talking about. But Chennedy Carter does not represent the league at large. And that is where this conversation is really frustrating me, because the league and other players in the league who compete at a high level and are great women in sports and have sportsmanship, they want to see this league continue to grow.
See, that's the thing about it. When you see basketball players or football players or hockey players or whatever, when they go at each other, right? You're right. It's part of the playing the sport. You know, people get heated, you know, adrenaline running through you. You're getting hot. You're pushing people. You're fighting people. Yes, it's part of it. But the part that doesn't make any sense is that she is helping them grow. It's because of her that people are coming to watch the WNBA. And this is the person you want to treat like crap? And just imagine if you hurt her and she got to be out for months. Then people going to be mad and they're not going to want to watch it. Why are you going to go after the person that's bringing all these eyes to your games? Then again, maybe she just wants somebody to talk about her. Okay? All right, right now, Caitlin Clark is popular, so I want to be popular too. And the only way I can be popular, just bad-mouthing her ain't good enough. I need to do something to bring eyes on me. So this is a possibility. It's possible she said, I want people talking about me. Good or bad press is better than no press at all, right? That's how it goes, isn't it? So that's a possibility. It might not have been anger. But either way it goes, why are you going to go after the person that's bringing eyes to your game? That's not the situation with other the NBA and the NFL or anything like that. It's not that. You know, they're already established. You know, it can go whatever way it can. But you trying to bring up the WNBA and the first person you decide to go after is one of your star players? That's just stupid.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Monica, I'm going to disagree with you. I agree that this was not a basketball play.
So am I.
I agree that I don't know a whole lot about the young lady that committed the act, but do you actually think people are going to continuously watch if they allow cheap shots to continuously happen on Caitlin Clark?
Am I answering, or is this part of the soliloquy?
No, I'm asking. I mean, you could say it's a sequelic, but I'm gonna tell you what's going. Go ahead. Yeah.
So to answer your question, besides this play, which was a non-basketball play, y'all gotta give me another play that was truly non-basketball. Now, could there be a little extra sauce within a basketball play? I'll give you that.
Yes. That's all I'm saying. But let me ask you again, do you believe people will continuously watch if they continuously allow these hard fouls, even if they're basketball plays? And I get it. Monica, I agree. I agree that maybe some of the women in the WNBA are tired of hearing Caitlin Clark when she hasn't accomplished anything in the WNBA. They want you to earn your merit. Stephen A., you and I have had this conversation that when you come into the league, whatever title you come with, we want to see why you got that title, be it a Thorpe Award, a Bernarski Award, a Heisman Trophy. We want to see. But I'm not going to take a cheap shot on you just to see if you're tough. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to try to beat you. I'm going to try to do everything I possibly can to make sure that, okay, you're tough enough. I agree with Matt Barnes. A lot of the issue I also have, Monica, is that our teammates. Do you actually think for 1 second I could see you take a cheap shot on one of my teammates and not get you back in the course of the game with a football play?
Well, see, that's why I disagree with them right there, man. I mean, like I say, they're not like her previous team. Like, they don't know her. They might also be a little bit jealous, too, that they're not getting attention. Now they got this newbie on their team, so they're not going to jump to try to defend her, even though, you know, she's doing everything she can to, you know, get into their good graces. But still, it's going to take time. All of this is going to take time for everybody to warm up, to get used to what's going on, and just start playing the game after a while. This is fresh. This is new. Nobody too surprised by this, man. But a lot of it's becoming very obvious. But I'm not really expecting her teammates to, you know, risk their necks over a newbie, somebody just coming in. And the one girl walked up and helped her up and all that kind of stuff. But she ain't seemed too enthusiastic about the whole thing, right? But like I say, hopefully as time go on and they start getting closer, maybe then they'll start defending her when they start winning games. Right now, they're just trying to win games. So,
watch your mind. I don't care what it was. I get the jawing back and forth. You want to jaw with me, I'll jaw back at you. But when you take a cheap shot, I believe you step over the line. Now, she said she wasn't going to address anything, Monica, about Caitlin Clark. Well, if you weren't going to address anything in the media session, keep your mouth shut on social media.
I agree with you on that.
Now, another thing, I got another problem with the WNBA. Why wouldn't you take the time to review that during the course of the game? So what was the foul harder after you saw it in slow-mo or review than it was when it actually happened, Monica? Why didn't they review it? Because, you know, they're becoming reactionary. Don't become reactionary. Just go ahead and review the play during the course of the game and go ahead and say that's a flagrant one. Because that's a non-basketball play. It was unnecessary. So the question, though, I got one question, Stephen A., then I'm going to turn it over to you. Monica, do you believe
I'm listening.
that see who Caitlin Clark is? We see what she looks like. Do you believe people will still tune in and watch if they allow these cheap shots and the hard fouls on their, quote, savior?
Yeah, I think they will. You know, despite it all, despite the fairness, despite the anger and all that kind of stuff, it makes good TV, okay? And a good story. People love to see this kind of stuff. This, in a way, I think Caitlin Clark, and I'm just making a guess here, if I was her, I think Caitlin Clark kind of liking this, man. She seemed like a tough bird here, but she seemed like she very professional. She understand how to keep her cool, because she used to, I saw on an interview when she said she used to play with a lot of boys, okay? And you can't start no fights with boys because you're going to lose. So she had to kind of, you know, be a bit disciplined when it came down to playing with other people. She might have learned that from that. She might have learned it from her father, her brothers, you know, because they also, they play sports as well. You know, they probably was good losers as well as winners. They good team members. They like to bring the team in whenever there's a win. Kind of good sportsmanship type stuff, right? So she's not going to go ahead and lose her cool and flip out. Is it possible for her to do that? Yeah, it's always possible. But I'm just saying, man, that it's, you know, she's going to play it cool. She's getting too much money right now. She's getting too much attention to make herself look bad. She's not going to do it. She's not going to lose her money or whatever over this. And plus, at the same time, the way the world is going right now, just imagine if she would have slapped that girl. It would have been racist. Of course, nobody's saying it's racist now, though. Nobody's saying that now. You know, we just saying it was the girl was angry, maybe she was jealous, or maybe whatever the reason. But nobody's saying what she did was racist. But if Caitlyn countered that and hit the girl back or pushed the girl back or whatever, trust me, on social media, everybody be saying it's racist. They would have been going out. They just waiting for Caitlin Clark to make a mistake. Just waiting for it.
So that's a trick question for me, Shannon, because I think, first of all, I don't think that this is going to continue to be allowed, if you may, just in terms of officiating and the rules of the game. But second, we are leading first take with a conversation about a non-basketball play. And so if it continues to be the cart before the horse or the horse before the cart in terms of these things leading the conversation, then there is a media game to be played when it comes to that.
Monica, before Stephen A. jumps in, though, I don't think, sorry, Stephen A., real quick, I don't think we're leading the show just on a non-basketball play. I think it's much deeper than this. We just haven't gotten there yet.
Agreed. I agree with all of y'all. But nonetheless, baby, it's at the top of the show. That's the point is that we are talking about how Caitlin Clark is being treated in the WNBA because of Chennedy Carter's attitude in her play this weekend. We all agree it's a non-basketball play. And no, I do not think that it's going to continue to be this way. I do think it's going to continue to be physical. And one of the things about Caitlin's game that she's going to have to grow in this league is getting stronger.
Yeah, it's like, look, there's an atmosphere that goes on the WNBA, okay? There's a lot of tough women. They're really tough and mean from what I hear, okay? So they allowed a certain type of thing to happen, certain type of behavior. Now, Caitlin Clark, it's sort of like going into prison or something, right? Instead of civilizing the criminals, they'll just let the criminals do what they do with boundaries. But then when a newbie comes in to get attacked or whatever, right? That's just part of being in jail, okay? It is what it is. And I think they let these girls get spoiled and get away with a bunch of crap. And now they want to show their tail because they're not getting the attention that they feel like they deserve. And I don't have a problem with people getting upset and feeling, you know, I've been playing this game for a long time, for years, and yet some newbie come in and now she get all the attention. I get the anger that goes behind that. Everybody at one point or another felt that way, okay? I'm just saying, man, that, you know, because of this girl, they're going to probably have to clean up all this stuff. All these bad behaviors and doing all this crazy stuff. I mean, That's a difficult thing because they don't do it for the NBA. You know, they still do all kind of foul stuff over there. So, but they let a certain type of atmosphere because I think it brings eyes. People get interested when there's a lot of controversy that's going on. But either way, man, something gonna have to change. They can't allow this girl to keep getting attacked the way she is, or hit, or whatever word you want to use. Okay.
That's all. But if it continues to be the kind of thing that is drawing eyeballs and sparking the conversation, then yes, Shannon, we still gonna be here.
Monica, stop.
Yes.
There are girls, young ladies in the WNBA who are jealous of Caitlin Clark. She is a white girl that has come into the league. She has bursted onto the scene. She hasn't proven herself yet. It's not even about them thinking they're better than her because they probably know it at this particular juncture because they've been playing on a level she just arrived to. Where the resentment comes in is the hard work, the commitment, the dedication, you know, the pounding of the payment, the being on the grind, all of these years trying to uplift this brand that is the WNBA and is women's professional basketball. And all of their efforts were in vain until this girl comes along and takes the league by storm, takes the sport by storm in college, and has accomplished in a short period of time what they haven't been able to. One would think that folks would be smart enough to recognize and appreciate that about Caitlin Clark, piggyback off of that to their benefit, and praise her and support her for it while competing or trying to take her out. Nobody's saying don't try to take her out when you're playing against her. Nobody's saying not to show her up when you're going up against her. We get that. But in the case of this young lady Carter, I don't care about her history and all of this other stuff. You do that to a person who is now the face of the WNBA. You know that there's something a little extra to that, okay? Now, in fairness to her, I do believe I've seen a report where it said it showed Caitlin Clark elbowing her first, all right? And it was retaliatory. I get that part. Let's also remember that before she shoved, she hip checked her in the back from behind. She called her the B word. Let's remember that because there's reports about that out too. And I saw her lips and it looked like she called the B word, okay? So we get all of that. That's in the heat of competition. We're not going to overblow that. But what we're going to do is give it the level of appreciation that it deserves in terms of the venom and the potential hostility that exists towards this golden girl who happens to be white and how here is the WNBA promoting her. But here's what I wanted to throw out. Because it's very, very important. Because I got some numbers for you, Eminem. I got some more numbers for you, Shannon. Okay, so the WNBA draft, 2.446 million viewers on ESPN on a month.
All right, before they get into that, yeah, she's the golden girl right now. Other than that, you won't get in charter planes. You won't have an attention. Matter of fact, comedians were making jokes about the WNBA. Notice they ain't really making jokes about it now. Now this girl's bringing eyes to it. And the golden goose you're going to attack, the golden goose you're going to slander online because you want attention. If anything, she couldn't insult this girl in a more professional way. Like, you know, I'm really not all that impressed, but I can't wait for her to prove herself. Something like that, right? And then show her off on the court, you know? But they acting petty. Really, really petty.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Yeah, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen. What she's accomplished, give her her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you are 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Yeah, Charles is very, very funny. Funny guy. But he right, though. And a lot of them are speaking out on this. Stop being petty. I don't like the fact when he's talking about men being petty and stuff like that, man. I don't know. That's his opinion on that. But women are more petty. I ain't saying men can't be petty, but women are more petty. Trust me. To the point where they can't even get the game going. You know what I mean? They're going to stop a game because they pissed. Kind of stuff. Petty mess. This girl is breaking the money. They're getting the attention that they always wanted and craved. And now they mad at the person that's doing it. That's so crazy and backwards, man. It's just insane.
Monday night, making it the most watched draft in WNBA history. That's Caitlin Clark. We know that, right? Then the WNBA TV ratings. Do you know they've skyrocketed this season? ABC announced it had its most viewed opening weekend doubleheader ever. 2 games combined on an average 1.5 million viewers. That marked a 143% increase from a WNBA doubleheader on ABC from a year earlier. And last but not least, the Fever, who are not very good. Okay? And by the way, I completely agree with Matt Barnes calling out the teammates. Where the hell were they? This is the star.
Yes.
This is your star. This is the face of the franchise. How you going to do nothing? Matt Barnes, for All the Smoke podcast, was 1,000% correct when he called them out and said, where the hell are your teammates? You going to let this girl get shoved? None of y'all did anything. You're slow to help her up. You're just looking around. You should have jumped all in them. Do you know if somebody had done that to Carter, what Angel Reese and her teammates would have done in Chicago? They would have been in your face. There might have been a fight on the court at that particular moment because you ain't having it. But the Indiana Fever showed us why they 2-9, why no team in the league is worse than them other than the Washington Mystics, because this is how soft they are. But in the end, here's the last stat. Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever. They've been involved in 3 of the 4 TV games that have garnered over 1.3 million average viewers this season, entering this past weekend. These are the most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. So my closing remark is going to be to Carter and anybody else. Yo, you see who the golden goose is. Don't hate on it. Don't resent it. Ride it and use it to your advantage to elevate your profile and your cachet. Don't resent it and hate on it. Use it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop there because she already looking like she getting pissed off already, man. She already looking like it. Because in the end, like I say, they can't take a win to save their lives unless the attention on them. And I'm not going to just say black women. I'm going to say women in general. Not all women. But it just seemed like it doesn't make black women look good when they act this way. And then and to me, in my opinion, it seemed like black women is always in competition with white women. Now, that used to be the same with black men and white men. But I think black men now are starting to find their own. They starting to do their own. They starting to make their own money. They starting to travel now. They starting to, they want to do their thing. They tired of sitting around wondering why the white man getting stuff and they're not. Now, I can't speak for the liberal black man, but I'm speaking for the general, the middle, or the conservative. They out there just trying to make money and do their thing. They're using whatever they can to make that money. And that's the point what Smith is talking about. Instead of being mad at her, just ride that tip and make that money. Because in the end, it's about your livelihood. It's about your retirement. It's about you promoting yourself, getting those promotion, that advertisement. And black men, like I say, all the black men that I know don't care about the white man. They don't care. They're doing their own thing now. Like I say, back in the day, all the people was getting together and complaining about white people and all this kind of stuff, man. That's getting old now. It ain't putting money in these people's pockets. You look at Chicago. They don't give a crap about it now. They just want what they feel like they deserve. And, the only people that seem to be continuously with this black and white thing is mostly black women. They seem to be on that continuously. And both of them are trying to tell them, Sharp and Smith trying to tell her, screw all that. This race thing or whatever the situation is. Screw that. Just take advantage of it. Make that money. Start making everything personal. Just leave it alone. And you could tell by the look on her face, she don't like that answer. She don't like what he's saying. She just want to reply back. Forget all that. Forget all of that. Start living your life. Stop trying to be in competition with the white woman, okay? Stop doing it. Build your own thing. Get your own popularity. Eventually, it will come. It will come. But it's not going to come if you start a fight or do some crazy stuff on court. And then guess what? How many people right now, advertisers, are lining up to get with this girl? What's her name? Chennedy Carter? Where they come up with these names, man? You know what I'm saying? But how many advertisers lining up to get with this girl? Girl got a temper, for crying out loud. And guess what? Caitlin Clark ain't gonna screw up her good fortune. She gonna make as much money as possible, regardless of whether you push her down or not. She gonna make her money, cause she gonna keep it professional. Cause she understands she got a lot riding on it. It's not just her. It's her teammates. It's her advertisers. All these people she signed contracts with. It's her family. She's not trying to make none of these people look bad. But then you want to come with your temper and jealousy, and then destroy every opportunity that you have instead of trying to make that money. You know, they always complaining about making that bag, but they always do things to ruin it all the time. I agree with Smith, and I agree with Sharp, man, Shannon. I agree with them, man, and I do agree with a lot of this young woman is saying as well. But she really, really need to start talking to these black women, man. She really need to start telling them, stop doing stupid junk and just make that money. Get professional. Stop being jealous. Or if you are jealous, keep it inside. Keep it to yourself. Or put that energy into your game or whatever, right? Outshine her if you can. But try to make that money while possible, okay? All right, that's all I pretty much got to say. I don't want to watch this whole thing. But I do appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again. This is T and Peace.